And we're back.
3-1 these guys. Look, please respect, but we are gonna win, okay? It's
Okay, focus up.
okay. Yeah.
Okay, so you guys are on Gibraltar, and you guys are running an interesting comp here. Let me see if we can go back.
And for this big TikTok, let's go.
What are their comps?
Okay, yeah, we are gonna win, okay?
Alright, so you guys are playing like a weird I think the dive picks is a little bit weird. Only because I think I briefly watched this a little bit yesterday, but you guys are picking dive. You guys don't have any other, like, these guys are not dive comp. They don't belong in dive comp, and it's just Winston and D.Va. But when I watched you guys play, you guys don't exactly play dive, so it's kind of interesting.
Okay, focus up.
Okay, yeah, and for this big TikTok, let's go.
What are their comps?
D.Va, Monkey D.Va, Genji Widow, their Widow.
Same. Okay, careful for the widow.
Just poking, careful. Back up.
Genji Widow step.
So you guys kind of picked a really awkward place to play, because you guys are playing dive. You're playing up here, which doesn't allow you to really dive on anyone. You guys can kind of see what the other team is playing, but if you guys are gonna actually play dive, you guys need to be playing on the platform behind. You guys need to be playing back there, because then you can dive on the targets and dive on the point. But because you guys are playing alone up here, you guys kind of left the cart alone, and you also left like your other players over there kind of a little bit vulnerable. So you guys are gonna play this comp, your D.Va and your Winston need to be for sure together. You guys need to have your comms together, and you guys are basically tied like by the hip. So instead, you guys are playing two separate. You guys are playing like. You guys aren't playing together, so you guys might as well not even play Winston D.Va at this point. Just play like Ryan Zarya or something. Really good. You guys are really good at calling out targets. They're just the wrong targets to be calling out. Since I call like Monkey out, unless Monkey is like on your healer, then call out for Monkey for the peels. But like that Genji was probably one of the first ones to die. Like, this is actually a perfect order. Go back a little bit. We can see the kill feed. This is the perfect order to be killing things in. You guys just weren't calling them out, and it was just D.Va Bond that got this. So like ideally you kill the Zen first, Mercy, Genji, D.Va, and then Winston. But you guys were calling Winston first.
Payload's back. I'm just gonna set up platform with you, okay? Set up platform. Yeah. Fuck.
Ooh.
Careful walls.
Yeah, they got walls.
Walls
I'm
on
gonna
two.
walls.
We don't payload.
This is an okay position, since you guys are running this weird comp. If you were running Ryan Zarya, then I would play in front of the cart.
Monkey discorded.
Can we kill D.Va alone on point? D.Va's alone on point. We can kill her.
Good call out on the D.Va, since she was the only one who was on point.
I'm 1 minute 6 fingers.
I can grab this.
That Genji needed to go down before you ulted.
Genji's going on me. I'm gonna die.
Can you jump down?
Yeah, okay.
So ideally, like I don't know if it just was unfortunate, but let's see. This Zen right here, actually exactly right here, your Zen need to be booped off this way, right? Or you need to quickly boop him off this way so that he's just away from his team. The quickest way is just to boop him down here, because the rest of the team is playing behind the Monkey right now.
I'm zoning out Zen now.
Genji's going on me. I'm gonna die.
I don't know why it was so hard to push him off. Looks like it was like he was getting bounced back and forth.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, so you guys just because you guys are playing dive, unless your healers kind of call it out, your dive tanks are going to be very tunnel visioned focusing onto targets. So it's really important that if you're playing dive, you always fall back to your team instead of sticking out in front, because then they were able to push it all the way. Did I miss something here?
Okay, back it up, back it up, back it up.
Either die on point or back up. You should just, I think you just
Down. Can you jump down?
Yeah, I can help you.
Yeah, okay,
Alright guys, orb on you, orb on you. On point, on point.
Can watch it.
Oh yeah, so they actually capped it because you were like, the tanks were just so focused on like the upper part. The healers, that's probably on the healers' fault for not calling it out earlier.
just die on point.
Here's I'm gonna come up and be your shield.
I work on the
This would have been the great time to kind of make your switches right now, to identify like what needs to be switched. So right now, I'd probably get rid of Brigitte, honestly, only because your tanks are sticking on the dive tanks, right? So you need somebody else instead of Brigitte is only going to work in like a brawl situation. That's definitely not happening. So the Brigitte is only really helping these guys right here. I would switch to maybe like a Reaper, because Reaper can take out these right, and they can stay with these the healers and peel for them.
this call calls more. They're on shell, they're on shell. Help Chris.
First, I can't see you. First, I can see you pick me up. There we go.
Yeah. Rushing. Back up.
monkey.
No.
Stop the widow.
I can't
So your merc needs to call out.
Help you.
Monkey throw.
Genji discarded.
Guys,
Help you. Genji knows
Yeah, your tanks are really focused on very tunneled vision. So I think it helps if you didn't play Winston Diva. If you guys just played more grounded heroes, I think it would force the tanks to be less tunnel vision, and their main focus would just to be staying on cart. Because this entire time the cart has not been really contested at all.
Genji on
Fight on point.
Send
Can you
that.
guys win?
Go.
Can you guys win?
Monkey
Push
low.
go.
Baby do up.
Monkey low.
So that was a good call on the baby diva, but nobody was really focused on it. You guys are all kind of focused on different targets right now.
I don't think we can win this.
Come at me, Rice. Rice point.
Can we help?
Genji low,
Oh,
Genji
okay,
low.
Monkey.
I'm a monkey.
discarded. Monkey
I'm
discarded.
getting Diva.
Diva.
No, so your target right there would have been Genji first, because Genji's easier to take out than Diva.
Widow shadow. Careful.
You can get a widow. No healer.
You're right here.
Widow shadow. Careful.
Widow top right.
Right here.
You win.
You know that you have a Genji right here, and you have a Widow right here. The Diva was already on Genji, and since they're only running 2, your option would be either help your Diva out with Genji, but Genji is really quick to get away. Like right now, he's about to go away. You probably should have jumped up here to back the Diva up, so Diva can't get any more picks.
No healer.
She went.
Diva.
Oh, I'm still with her. Never mind.
So instead, you guys waited a little too long, so now Widow can go back to their team, where their team is already like regrouped by now.
Push.
I can't get back to bridge.
The other way.
So your tanks are not playing tanks at this point. I don't know if you noticed that, but your tanks are
Bomb point.
playing more or less fat DPSs, because when Winston jumped up on the cart, you left the cart open and vulnerable, so your healers were basically standing on cart, protecting cart, while like Winston and whoever else they're playing dive can just dive straight on there, and then the only like defense you have is that you would just come back, but by then it might have been too late. So you guys need to play as tanks.
I can bubble.
I got
Okay,
it.
fight. Win. Lose the fight. No ults. We can go.
Good call on losing the fights and using no ults.
Okay, out. Run.
fucking dead.
Fucking hell, I can't get out.
I'm glad to see you switch though to Ryan. Diva needs to switch now.
The widow.
I'm lagging, careful. Monkeys up top.
Let's just see what let's see if you guys press the tab.
Fucking dead.
Fucking hell.
I thought he pressed tab here, but maybe I'm wrong. Okay. At this point, I don't think I would play Widow because you guys lost the 2 points that really mattered the most for Widow. I'd switch off of Widow. I'd probably switch off of Diva and go Zarya or Hog. And then again, somebody needs to take care of Winston here. So Widow needs to go Reaper.
The widow.
I'm lagging, careful. Monkeys up top bridge. Careful.
You guys are playing super reserved back here for whatever reason. Because both your healers died, or no, you still have one healer. I'd play a little bit up more and just use the pillars as your shield as well. Because now they're just steamrolling, right? They got like 6 people. There's one person up here, so 5 people, and they're just pushing cart because they're basically a death ball against you guys. And you guys are holding back way too far.
Go first.
Yeah, I'm healing orb on you already.
Are you ready? Let's go.
Monkey discarded.
Push monkey.
And I'm with you.
Diva?
Monkey no bubble, monkey
Diva
no bubble,
disco?
monkey no bubble.
Diva low, Diva low.
Just be very careful with this comp because they're running monkey. Your healers basically need to play next to Ryan. It's a really scary situation, but your healers need to basically be in Ryan's ass because if they are not and they're playing in the back, Winston can easily just jump them and then they can die. But if the healers are playing next to your Ryan, Winston has to jump on top of Ryan in order to get the healers, and by then like Winston's also risking his life to potentially get those healers. This is good, pushing this up all the way here. I would not go back to cart though. You need to play this choke right here to prevent them from gathering up as a full 6.
They have blade, I think.
Genji discarded.
Careful widow main.
Yeah,
I'm
careful
shooting this.
widow.
Cause you need to shape your
So your Ryan played a little bit further up earlier. Your rest of the team can use this room or this back part as like their shield for this widow here.
push you. I'm just gonna play corner here. Monkey's gonna flank on the back.
Monkey behind us.
So now you definitely need to stand in front of the cart and all. You need to be in front of Ryan needs to play in front of the cart because if you don't play in front of the cart, their team is able to push this cart and or they can use the cart as their shield. It kind of works both ways, right? Like you can use the cart as your shield, or they can use it as their shield. But you want to play in front of it though, so that they don't have the opportunity to use it as a shield, and instead you can use it as a backup shield if your shield fails.
Careful monkey here. I can't see you.
I hear
Monkey
widow.
brace, monkey brace, monkey. Up here.
Monkey down, monkey down, monkey down.
Ryan, you need to just stand cart. You have to trust that your team is going to be on top of that monkey in the back, because your job right now is just to contest.
Please get the monkey. Please
Oh,
get the
nice
monkey.
lead. Nice rest.
Monkey payload.
Monkey discard, monkey
Monkey low,
discard.
monkey half.
Can we get monkey?
Okay, never mind. Try to back off, just back off.
So again, you guys won the fight, so play forward.
Oh my, I turned my face and I still got hit?
It's fine.
He's dead, he's dead.
Nice.
Someone fresh.
So you guys are even right now, kind of even. You guys don't have our mercy, so that's a huge problem.
Bubble first, bubble.
I can.
Down.
Monkey behind.
Monkey discard,
monkey.
monkey discard.
Get you one.
So right now, you guys need to switch to stall heroes. So like, and you guys are, so for sure like, Widow needs to switch to needs to switch to like a tracer, and Zen would need to switch to Lucio. I would even say like you, Ryan, you could stay, but I think to make the full, like, you guys need to get on cart, so switch to like Hammond or Winston.
Ah, she bought the block it. I need help.
I can't help you.
Right.
I was
Get him.
I can stall for a bit.
There's 0 switches being made. Oh, here's Moira. That's good. Okay, Lucy, that's perfect.
So guys, let's get over time.
You guys need to get there though.
No.
Nope.
Fine. We'll finish the map faster than they do.
yeah, we're running the same thing. What?
To be honest, I think break only starts working after like late second point, third point. I'm not sure like.
Second one, I have a hard time because I have to get up to bridge. It takes time.
Okay,
you guys
I'll talk
jump
about this
off the
later,
map,
but maybe Hanzo again.
Yeah.
It's weird because like the Winston Diva like works if you guys can get the dive correct, and you guys like all dive the same target. That includes like your you have to trust that your DPS is on the same target as you, so you have to communicate it. But Brig doesn't really work in that situation because they can't reach you. Brig needs to play like a DPS or yeah, I mean in this situation Brig just needs to go like another dive DPS.
Genji would be good to assist with a dive.
So that's good. So this works as a dive.
They're running Zenyatta, so easier for me. The supports are out of position a lot, so
Do we have
there's
anyone
not.
to track out?
I can do Diva and Monkey, but that's it.
Hanzo? He
Careful
Sonic
Careful Sonic.
or he,
Let me tank
He
it.
used
Let
it.
me take the shot.
Just let it go.
they got Widow, double sniper.
So that was a perfect dive. And I think because Winston recognized it, let's go back. Diva, ideally Diva goes in first, and then Winston comes in after, because Winston gets there so much faster. So this is a perfect dive right here. Unfortunately, you guys are diving into some tanks. That's the only issue, but that coordination was perfect.
Widow's blue box.
Widow blue box, right?
So this would be Zen's job to stay on the cart.
Hanzo is poking here.
Monkey is low.
I'm just
Hello.
gonna pressure diving,
Widow's
okay?
blue
I'm
box
pressure
back
diving.
left.
3, 2, 1.
Perfect, that was so good. So you guys should have just done that earlier instead of just on the attack.
Monkey get headshot.
Monkey one.
Monkey one. Can you punish? Good shit.
I'm going
Mercy,
to
mercy,
the
mercy.
Mercy, that was good.
High ground, pushing high ground.
Hanzo 1, Chris, on point, below.
I'm low.
Nice.
I'm so
Okay.
sad. Can we?
Right.
Widow,
I can't
Widow and the... This is Widow and Zen, just Widow and Zen.
Widow's low.
Not
Getting
there.
healed up.
Both
Getting
tanks down,
healed
both
up.
tanks down. Careful. Oh wait.
So Winston likes to jump into walls.
okay. So I couldn't see anyone because you.
So yeah, this comment right here needs to be said while it's happening, not afterwards.
Let me fetch on you. Wait. Yeah, you're right.
So that needs to definitely be communicated as soon as that happens.
Wait for Rise.
Back out. Earlier.
I'm just gonna build ult.
I'm backing up.
I couldn't back out, dude.
Okay. That's right. Just come, everybody come high ground and then we'll just set up on blue box first.
I almost have blade, I have blade. What do they have transfer?
I don't think they have trend.
Okay.
Are we ready?
I'm so
Okay,
sad.
go.
No.
So that was one pick, is perfect right there.
Monkey, no,
You guys need to actually, like right now, let's go back a little bit. After this dive right here, as soon as both of your cooldowns kind of go off, you need to tell your team that you guys are going for the Widow first, because Widow is such an easy pick right here by themselves. These guys are dropping down anyways, so your Mercy has time to know and can fly to you guys so she can be safe. Your Genji can either dash over there or just stay back, but with both of you, all three of you guys over there against the Widow, that Widow has no chance. And that's one less person to get free range, because right now she's uncontested.
I'm pressuring, I'm pressuring.
Oh my god.
Zen's alone, Zen's alone, Zen's alone, nice.
Monkey, jump, monkey, jump.
Monkey Discord.
Get the monkey, get the
This
monkey.
is really good.
Monkey low.
Oh, come on.
Just stay on
I don't know if I would use ult on that diva though. It's good zoning them out.
Mercy, mercy,
Diva, monkey low,
Mercy,
monkey
mercy,
low,
mercy,
monkey
mercy,
low,
mercy.
monkey low.
mercy one.
Monkey low, coming back.
Mercy Discord. Mercy
Default.
Discord. Mercy dead.
Mercy left.
You guys have way too many Jack colors right now.
Calm down.
We got it, we got it, we got it.
Okay, can we,
So right here, you guys need to push forward.
No late spawn, no late spawn. No late spawns on the other side too.
Yeah.
Setup here. Helping your
Okay,
setup,
do the
shuttle.
setups again.
Helping your setup, shuttle.
Zen on card.
Genji, no.
I'm going on the blue box.
Back,
Monkey
can-
only,
can
monkey
help.
only.
Okay, back up. Ken. Bit. Okay, again.
Monkey Discord. Monkey Discord.
Bubbles down, bubbles down, bubbles down. Monkey to the right, monkey to the right, monkey to the right, monkey to the right, right, right,
Get you on me.
Nice, good shit.
Where?
Can we rest? I died on card.
Yes, I can.
I'm pressuring Genji,
Genji
pressuring
one.
Genji,
Genji half. Genji half. Discord.
Okay.
Diva high ground.
Where's the other team running right now?
Diva Discord, Diva Discord.
Diva low.
I can bubble this.
Supports her down.
Nice.
Good. Careful, Chris.
Let's go.
Back up.
First, you're far. First, you're too far.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
I know.
behind you.
Push it. Monkey's
I'm
up,
behind you.
I feel like this is not the same team as the first half.
Okay.
Middle one.
Kill. I'm all up.
Okay.
Be another good time to zone them out here.
Genji has
Just
Genji
get
has
Genji Discord.
Try to him.
Backline.
Diva Discord.
Diva.
Yeah, baby Diva.
Good target calling.
Nice.
Guys, I'm zoning supports. Go.
Wait.
Nice.
Push. Where are they?
Oh, did somebody forget the... Oh no, it's not. Alright, there we go.
Okay, they have Genji.
Winston's I mean, your guys' Winston's doing work though. He's got gold heals. I mean, gold healums.
Okay. Let's just.
Okay, are you diving soon? I'm gonna
Let's
wall.
force them.
Wait.
Let's force them to use blade. Let's force them to use blade, and then we just peel for supports. Okay. Okay.
I can trend.
Wait till bubble.
Oh.
How about Genji?
I got
Okay,
pushed.
watch this one.
Yeah, pushed.
They're gonna use it, I think. Are they gonna use it? Nice, okay.
So what you guys could have done is communicated that Diva ult with your Winston, because as soon as Diva ulted, your Winston could have ulted too, and it would have pushed people off of like wherever they were trying to hide, so that they would have been like caught in that Diva bomb.
They used to us. Oh no. Surprise.
This is like you guys doing a reset.
Ken.
Yeah.
Ryan.
They use two ults. I can trend their blade. Just get in.
Yeah, this is fine. Wow. Yeah, this is fine.
I can trend their blade. Just get in.
It's fine. Dive is fine.
Guys, give me. Go push inside.
Okay,
Let's get down one. Let's go.
Pressure monkey. 3, 2,
Yeah, you guys are...
Discord. Monkey Discord.
Monkey swan.
There we go.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna go in for blade.
You guys need to call out, identify where the healers are though.
Okay, back up.
That was probably like another chance to use your ult on that Zen, because you have so much time. You could build ults again pretty fast.
Go. All the DPS.
This would be a stagger right here. You guys should have staggered Diva.
Support alone.
I'm trying to make sure they don't focus you.
I'm dead.
Careful. I can bubble this. Nice. I'm on McCree. Nice.
Dead. Get Mercy. I'll come monkey on me.
I'd probably, instead of
There's a
ulting
window.
onto the cart, I'd probably ult and stay at the door, so you would stop half of the team from coming in. Because now you were focused on Monkey, the other half of the team respawned and was able to get on point.
More next.
Monkey on me, dude. You're always on me, dude. Monkey low.
Whoever's saying Monkey's on them, they need to call it who they are. Just saying me doesn't really help the team very much.
Fine. You should just reset.
I'm gonna be dead.
I'll die. I'll jump out.
It's good death here.
They don't have ult to counter the blade anymore. If we get the Lucio, then we win, dude.
Okay. Okay, wait, next way.
Okay,
Next way.
can you go Ryan and you? Ryan, can you?
Alright, I'll go right.
I think Widow
Okay,
Widow probably needs to switch off to something a little bit more, because DPS is a little bit lacking.
Let's belt damage.
Like the tanks have elims right now, so
Okay,
probably like
I'm gonna hop over the top over here.
Now.
something they just get to take down their tanks faster.
I'm going for the
Go,
base.
go, go.
No, dude.
It's fine, it's fine.
Guys,
Pocket,
wait, where's my...
pocket, Kush.
No.
Guys, we're going in.
I was.
Monkey low, monkey low. Monkey, can we get monkey?
Don't face.
Don't face this squad, don't face this squad.
Diva low, Diva low.
Get the monkey, get the monkey.
I can.
Doom half.
It's like it sounds like you guys are calling Monkey out the most, so maybe like Widow needs to switch to Reaper.
Lucio, this squad. Lucio, this squad. Don't face back.
Play in front of the cart, guys.
Yeah, reset.
Research.
The team called for a reset. You need to leave.
It's fine.
And you waited a little bit too long to get out. So now both of the tanks are staggered.
You guys see the Ana instead?
Kush, can you go baguette?
Okay.
Go Baguette.
We don't really have much time.
You guys don't have time. You guys need to switch to like Lucio Moira.
No worries, no worries.
We don't high grounded.
We have time. Push up.
Let's see. Yeah, I don't. You guys, Zen needs to switch to Lucio. Get the team there faster, and then like right now, Widow's not really helpful in this situation with 17 seconds left. Switch to Doom or Tracer, and then I don't know about this pick either because you can't get there quick enough with what you guys have.
I have shatter, okay? I'll call out my shatters, okay?
Diva, this squad.
I can bubble this. I can shoot this. Let's go. Can you dash?
I'll go.
Can you free bubble?
I'm here.
3, 2. Oh my god.
Diva, this squad. Oh crap. Monkey behind us.
Monkey on me. Going on me.
Stop him.
I can't heal you, dude.
I'm
I
out.
got up on you.
Monkey
Push,
on me.
focus one
Still.
target, one target.
Monkey low.
Monkey low.
Mercy
Diva.
low.
Don't face behind us. Oh shit.
I can't get set up. I can't even force duel.
It's unfortunate.
I'm dead.
Mercy's half.
Anytime you wanna come to the point.
Yeah, you like at this point Zen's ult isn't gonna do the team any favors because you guys are staggered. You guys need to switch to stall heroes or heroes that get there faster. I mean,
It's so low. We can win.
No.
Guys, still alive. Fucking come to the point.
We can win. Trace is still alive. Oh god, there's a Trace stabbing me. Guys,
like
Trace
Mercy
is
should have switched off as well. Moira, you guys should have gone Moira, Lucio, Tracer, Doom, Winston, Diva.
Coming point.
I'm
Okay,
going.
forward shatter. 3, 2, 1. Oh, you serious? Don't face that. Don't face that.
What? That was weird.
You guys,
Good
no,
shit.
don't die. No.
Mercy. Half.
Get the mercy.
So now, when you should switch, Ryan.
Monkey,
Someone
this
still on
squad.
point. Come on point.
I'm touching point. Monkey.
Getting pushed back, dude.
No, I mean you should know you're walking so slow, Ryan. You gotta switch off.
alive.
This is lost.
Hey, you fucking. Oh.
Yeah, GG.
Why the fuck are you guys giving up when I'm standing on point? I stood
Guys,
there for
we're
a
behind
solid
you.
3 minutes.
So this team just needs to work on like compositions, identifying the compositions to play in order to make it work. And nobody's really paying attention to what they're playing in order to make switches either. You guys are just focused on your own gameplay. This Winston was a problem, right? I think he was like the main problem because he was kept diving our DPS. Instead of complaining about not healing, like the DPS just needs to switch to like a Reaper to counter that Winston. Well, let me know if you guys have any questions. Hope that helps.